Hello and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. It is Thursday, April the 3rd, 2025. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, in Guyton, Georgia. We are live on 12 Ounce Sports via Twitter. Welcome back. We're on Twitter again, YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Reminder to subscribe to the YouTube channel on 12 Ounce Sports or follow us at 12OZ Sports for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, we're going to get into award races first and foremost. We're going to do MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Goalie of the Year once again with a cool new graphic. Speaking of cool graphics, airplane mode. Not fun here, but the Philadelphia Wings have lost, 8 straight? Yeah, 8 straight losses now for the Philadelphia Wings. I'm going to wonder what's going on there. And of course, the NLL's power rankings, at least for my sake, I haven't done one in 2 weeks, and once again, I missed the show yesterday. I swear it's not going to happen again for a long time, but you get it. So that's on today's awesome show. Reminder that when you're getting your tickets for the next game, go to 12ouncesports.com and click the tickets tab or visit it directly at 12ozsports.com/tickets. There you will see every ticket from all your favorite sports, not just the NLL, and your favorite music artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater. The ticketing platform at 12ouncesports.com. Alrighty, now let's get into, we're going to work our way up here. Let's do Rookie of the Year, and this time I've got a top 5. It's going to be top 5 MVP, Rookie, and Goalie of the Year. So the rookie race right now for me, Dyson Williams, after back-to-back clutch performances, now has the top spot in my opinion. I do believe Will Johansson is behind him, and I know those caused turnovers and loose balls are cool. Dyson has to get the nod, though. I think offensive players genuinely should win an award. It feels like an offensive player of the year type award. I know that's not the thing. I know I was big on Adam Poitras before his injury, but Adam Poitras, make no mistake, also had 33 points before he got injured. So I still feel like the goals have to matter, especially when you got 22 of them. So that's why Dyson gets the nod over his teammate Will Johansson. For me, I also am going to go with Adam Poitras still maintaining the third spot. Brandon O'Neill is at number 4. Didn't do anything the past weekend to move the needle for me, even though he could go back in the top 3 or even top 2 with a great performance this weekend when the Philadelphia Wings play the Georgia Swarm in a game that I can't go to, but blasted Swarm are wearing Spider-Man jerseys, and I'm pissed. Number 5 is Mike Robinson. He has been on a tear ever since he got going. Also has 84 loose balls, which I believe is second in terms of that. If it's not first or second, these are players that haven't been doing face-offs. Face-offs, you get a lot of loose balls. So Mike Robinson is second in loose balls, technically, behind Will Johansson. So that does matter a little bit in terms of helping him get the nod. But there's my top 5 rookies. I don't know how you guys feel. That's how I feel right now. Let's go to our top 5 goalie of the year. And I'm going to do it, man. I want to put Christian Del Bianco at number 5. I know he's got no chance, most likely, of winning goalie of the year because he's only going to end up playing, 6 games. He's going to play 3 more games after this. But what he's done in the first 3, I thought was worthy of a nod. Considering I didn't know who else to put there. I didn't think any other goalie. Maybe Maybe Nick Rose, and that was kind of, now that I think about it, maybe an oversight on my part. But for now, in the Week 18, going into Week 19, goalie of the year, I guess I'll give Del Bianco a nod because he's been playing great. Dylan Ward does maintain my top spot, though, going back to the top here. Zach Higgins is second place once again. The last 2 games, he's been amazing, and that does help his case a lot because the wins and losses have to matter just a little bit in goalie of the year. Frank Scigliano, I know there's a lot of people beating his drum, but same thing for me with Frank Scigliano is the same reason why Matt Vince is getting a knock here. Just like a goalie can win MVP, we saw with Christian Del Bianco, I think the defense in front of you matters. And I do feel like the Rush and the Bandits both have incredible defenses, way better than what the Mammoth and the Black Bears have. So that to me is why Scigliano's 3, Matt Vince's 4, and not, 1 and 2. And finally, it's time for MVP. No rookies on here, but I do have the goalie. So Connor Fields would still have my top spot even 2 weeks later since I've done this thing. He would have my top spot right now. I believe it was 2 weeks later. Maybe that's just a power range, but regardless of that fact. 41 goals, a bunch of primary assists, bunch of loose balls. He's been on fire. Dane Smith. I feel like MVP, I basically took the best players from some of the best teams and put them up here. You could argue Josh Burns been up there as well, but Dane Smith has got 65 primary assists. He's stirring the drink for that whole Bandits team. You could argue, like I said, Josh Byrne. Dane Smith is what makes that team go. We all know that, and he's got 27 goals, which is no big deal. And they've got technically the best record right now at 11-4. They've got the tiebreaker, if that makes sense. Zach Currier of the Seals. I don't know if you can see that stat line. 159 loose balls, and he's not a face-off guy. 25 caused turnovers, and while we're here, Zach Currier also has 11 blocked shots, for those wondering, and he did win 6 face-offs of 12 attempts. So the Swiss, and he's got 14 goals, 24 assists. The guy's doing it all. Dylan Ward is going to enter the chat, at least as a top 5 MVP candidate. If I had a vote today, I do not, as you guys may already know, you knew that. So I believe if there's a goalie who's deserving, now Zach Higgins might be 6 or 7 for me, but Dylan Ward gets the nod because if the Mammoth do make the playoffs, it's going to be up to him. This guy is, they're without Zed, they're without Eli McLaughlin, and it's no offense to those guys, but low-key it might help Dylan Ward's case if he does make an MVP top 5, which I'm sure Ward and Higgins will make some ballots, and maybe even Scigliano will, but whatever. Lyle Thompson. I didn't put a Rush player because I felt like, to me, and by the way, of these 5 teams, of these 5 players, all of them are in the playoffs. As a rule for me, in case you're new to the show, your team has got to be in the playoffs at the time I give you an MVP, because that's where value comes in. I do believe wins have to matter in the MVP debate, even though I think value in terms of carrying your team matters more. Wins, you have to be a top 8 playoff team at the moment. I do this list. Lyle Thompson, listen, I didn't put a Rush player on because they're so well balanced. Same thing with Halifax. I don't see anybody running away with those awards for those teams. So Lyle Thompson, being the do-it-all guy for the Swarm, gets the nod for me at the 5th spot. But I don't think he's anywhere near top 3, and that was what I was doing all season before this point. So tell me what you think about these awards. Again, my rookie, Dyson, Will Johansson, Adam Poitras, top 3 rookies. Top 3 goalies, Dylan Ward, Zach Higgins, Frank Scigliano. And top 3 MVPs, I've got Connor Fields, Dane Smith, Zach Currier. What are your leaders of the awards? Let me know in the comments below, or reply me on Daily Dive LAX on social media, etc. So, I want to mention, yeah, there we go. Let's go. Michael Robinson says MJG79. So, I was notified by somebody that it is Brett Dobson's birthday. While I do not celebrate birthdays, I just thought I'd mention he's 25 today. Congrats to him. I'm 28. Like, it's still a little sad moment here for me, not that you care. I find it very interesting when I am older than the athletes I am analyzing. It just, like, what am I doing with my life? Unbelievable. We come back to this awesome show. Don't go anywhere. I got to talk about the Philadelphia Wings. I 8 losses in a row. I can't let that go by the wayside, even though I should have done this a long time ago. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Daily Dive on Twitter, YouTube, and the apps. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
As the British or Australian, I forgot what she was when we paid for her to do the voiceover, regardless of that fact. As she said, we're back to Daily Dive here on Twitter and YouTube and the apps via the 12 Ounce Sports platforms. Reminder, there's an audio-only podcast version of the show. Head to Spotify and search Daily Dive. Not on Apple Podcasts. I don't have a Mac. I don't feel like dealing with that. But there's 20-plus listeners that are on there. We appreciate you. And if you want to rate the show, I don't know what that does, but I guess having 5 stars is cool. Like, if you're listening, you're listening. That's sorry. Okay, let's get into this. Airplane mode. Listen, before we get into this, because the Philadelphia Wings have lost 8 straight. You'll notice this number in the graphic I posted is actually, because I do my research here, not all the time, but most, whatever, 0.37% battery life left for the Philadelphia Wings. Now, Graham Perro, I don't know if this is a feature available on NLLstats.com. Regardless of that fact, Graham Perro said in terms of probability of making the playoffs and the percentages and the scenarios and all that stuff, the Philadelphia Wings have a 0.37%. So they don't even have a 1% chance, which means, the phone would never tell you it's 0.37%. I just thought it was a cool feature. I also built that entire iPhone list, and I'm very proud of that. Now let's get to the actual topic. As mentioned, Philadelphia Wings have lost 8 straight. It's almost baffling considering Mitch Jones has 103 points this year. Georgia Terrence has 97 points this year. Brandon O'Neal, even though he's kind of fallen off in the last few weeks, has 47 points as a rookie. It doesn't make sense why a team with those three, plus Blaze Riordan, who I'm always told is the greatest player of all time, somehow, well, I'm exaggerating, but you get it. They've got Phil Caputo, Sam LeClaire. Like, I don't know Shane Simpson, Mitch DeSnew. How is this team not good? Let's get to their losses here. Because this team at one point, this is crazy stat actually, this team was 5-2. There was a time where the Wings were solidly in anyone's top 5 of NLL teams. And ever since they were at the 5-2 point and they beat Vancouver, again, I've said it before, Aiden Walsh was playing really well. Here's the deal. Lost to Rochester 15-12. Lost to Halifax 14-10. Halifax again 13-10. Albany 11-6. Albany again 12-10. Colorado 10-8. Toronto 15-8. Ottawa 13. What the heck is going on? That looks like a lot of bad defense, if I'm being honest. But you've got the 6s, the 10s, and the 8s. The most they've scored during the losing streak is 12. Everything else is 10 and below. Again, what is going on? You've got Coach Ian Rubel. You've got offensive coach Tracy Koloski. Defensive coach Pat McCready. I thought, honest to God, Paul Day had a really good season as the GM of the Wings. And I don't know what happened. Like, there's some teams you can chalk it up to injuries. This team just checked out. And I know I'm one of the ones where I've said I was one of the ones who leaked the rumors where it's like the Wings might lose their stadium, the franchise might fold for the foreseeable future. It's like, that's not why. That can't be the reason why, because these athletes are too good for this. Like, if you had a chrome to my dome or under my head right now, and I was like, who are the best rosters from goalie to everything? The Wings low-key might be up there as a top 5, maybe 3 team. So why in the world are you number 13 in the standings? It doesn't make sense. It's unacceptable. And again, I try to get Brandon O'Neal hype. I had Mitch Jones maybe as my number 1 MVP when they were 5-2 or at least 5-1 or 4-1. What happened? It's not, and people are like, oh, their fans are not there. Okay, and? It's frustrating as a fan, like, not because I hyped them up, but it's frustrating as a person who was like, what? Why are you this way? Like, why are you the way that you are? And I don't even know if I can blame it on Ian Rubel. Like, a lot of times in professional sports, and maybe rightfully so, the coaches get the blame. But and again, you guys know I've had the support of Mitch Jones, had the support of Georgia Terrence. Like, I like Nick Damoud when he was with the Panther City Lacrosse Club, and his own coach, Tracy Koloski, came back. But at this point, Nick Damoud, who somehow actually has a 78% save percentage, which is not terrible. It's like the low end of good. I told you guys, it's between 78 and 80 point something. You got a really good goalie. But it's like, I want it to be higher than 78.0. But he's facing a bunch of shots. But it's like, again, if it was just the defense, I might blame it on the defense. But it's not. The offense has been completely stagnant. And they've got good coaching. They've got good players. So I would like to be a person who's like full of hot takes, obviously. I would like to put my finger on something, and I just can't do it. So what I'm going to do is blame the entire organization. From top to bottom, the Philadelphia Wings are an absolute They should all, I don't know if ashamed is the right word, they should all have a mirror check right now. Because 8-10, listen, I get it, the Rochester Nighthawks did it last year with like 0.4% chance. I get it. The Wings will be lucky to win another game, man. And I don't get it. I don't know why. At Georgia versus Georgia at Vancouver, I know, you guys know my opinion on the Swarm being consistent. There's no reason in hell the Swarm should lose any of the next 2 games against this Wings. It's not happening. And if it does, it tells you more about Georgia than it tells you about the Wings. The Wings, for some reason, I don't know why, but once February became a month in the year 2025, they haven't won a game. Then again, this team was 5-2 on January 20th. Then had 2 weeks off, have not won since. It's unacceptable. It's unexplainable. It's inconceivable. But you got to call a spade a spade. As much as I love those players' talents and their individual efforts and their awesome personalities, sorry, man. And I want to use the word suck so bad. I won't say they suck, but dang it, they're like wet diapers. I'm done. It was hard. That was way harder for me than it had to be. All right, why do you think the Wings are not good? I can't pinpoint one single group. Sorry. All right, when we come back, power rankings, and with a new twist, because we're already in week 19. Let's talk about on the other side, who are my top 8 teams? We're right back to Daily Dive. We're going to wrap it up next.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME gets you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just as a friendly reminder, and I want to say you should thank me for this. If you're getting your tickets for the next National Lacrosse League game, why are you not getting them for a better price than everywhere else? That's not even a joke. 12ouncesports.com and click the tickets tab, or go to 12ozsports.com/tickets. I'm telling you guys, you're the ones going to the games, getting your tickets from some other seller or from some stupid website that hikes the price up. Not here, not Grassroots Sports, but why support those guys, right? I just made you feel really bad about yourself, and I shouldn't have done that. You wanted to go to the next game. Get your tickets at 12ouncesports.com/tickets. That sounds a little bit better. Terrible. I need to stop riffing. Alrighty, folks. Here's the deal. Scrolling at the bottom of your screen is what's known as the NLL standings. Yes, it's the top from 1 to 14, including the teams that have already clinched playoff berths like the Bandits in the Rush. It's all the standings with their records. Kind of like if you were go to ESPN.com or the ESPN app and check it out. The following segment is not that. And for the first time this season, I'm only going to do 8 teams. It's also been completely reinvented. From here on out until the postseason begins, I'm no longer worrying about last week's standings, so I don't care who jumps up and who jumps down. My standings or my power rankings or my top 8 are simply based on one simple fact. Who do I think has the best opportunity / chance to win the finals? I don't care where they sit. These are my top 8 teams. Let's go. Number 1, Buffalo Bandits. I'm still on that wagon. Number 2, I don't care again where they were last week or where they've been all season. I believe right now Vancouver Warriors would be a second best team in the NLL in terms of winning the title. Number 3, I will give it to the Saskatchewan Rush. Who tongues? Oh, so why are the Warriors over the Rush? Christian Delbianco. And now, while I don't know if Chiliano and Delbianco want to, I don't know if they want to be compared to each other, but I'm here to do it. That's not their job, it's mine. I prefer Delbianco 9 days out of 10 over Frank Chiliano. That's the reason why. Number 4, the San Diego Seals. I have hope in Chris Origlieri, but this is a lot to do about their transition, their mean defense, and the capabilities of Wesley Berg, Ryan Benesh, and Rob Hellyer, not to mention Trent DeChico. God, the list goes on and on. The Seals have no reason not to be good, not to be great this year, besides the fact that we choked in the playoffs the last, 5 years? Number 5. I'm doing it. The Rochester Nighthawks. I'm going to tell you why. Here's a little fun fact for you. The Rochester Nighthawks this iteration has been in the league since 2020. Here is the results of who they lost to in the playoffs the last 2 years. Buffalo Bandits. Oh, they won the title. Toronto Rock. Oh, they were the only thing standing in their way. Only thing standing in their way was the Buffalo Bandits. In other words, the Rochester Nighthawks, if they get out of the quarterfinal, meaning they don't have to play the Bandits, and I don't like when some people do this, like, well, they ain't going to play the best team, they're the second best team. Well, you have to beat the best in order to be the best. I forgot who said that years ago, probably Rocky, I don't know. But it has to matter. And I do believe if the Rochester Nighthawks, like currently via NLL Twitter, where's it at? Like if the playoffs started today, the playoff picture would have Rochester at Georgia. Listen, as a Georgia Swarm resident, Rochester, I'm sorry. Rylan Hartley, when healthy, combined with a defense led by Matt Gilray and company, and Taylor Jensen in transition, combined with Connor Fields, Ryan Smith, Ryan Lynchbury, Thomas McConvey, this team has no excuses. Like, I believe they can hang with the top dogs. The top 5 to me are super close. Number 6, Halifax Thunderbirds. Warren Hill. When you're on it, dude, you're a champion in 6 nations. You're a really good goalie. But how often can you do that? It's always been my question with them. I like Clark Peterson. I like Randy Stotts. I like Graham Hossick. Love Graham Hossick. Love Jake Withers when he's keeping us cool. A lot of great players on that team. Can they get it done? That's the question. Let me say for every team, that's the question, you doorknob. Calgary Roughnecks, number 7 for me. Because Nick Rose is being really good. But Calgary Roughnecks are inconsistent. I do think the injury to Tyler Pace has hurt them a little bit. But this team is relying on Curtis Dixon and Dane Doby. Are the ghosts of them going to show up? Or is the 38 and 36-year-old version going to show up? That's their biggest question. Even though Justin Anastasio at the dock is awesome. And finally, the Georgia Swarm. Guys, the Swarm are honestly, when they're on it, they're one of the best teams. But as you'll notice, consistency matters on my list. Bandits, I know what I'm going to get. Del Bianco, I know what I'm going to get. The Rush have been there all year. Seals, if it's up to Riglieri, but I trust him more than I trust Warren Hill. Rochester, I don't mind them at all, barring their health. Halifax, Warren Hill, sure. Calgary Roughnecks, relying on the old guys. And then Georgia Swarm, every time I pick you to win a game, you lose. I don't get it. Seems like a personal problem, actually. But yeah, there is my top 8. Again, the previous 17 weeks don't matter. This is where we are. All right? The rubber's about to meet the road in week 19 of like 21. Or I think 22. How many weeks is there? That's a great... Look at me knowing things. Oh, yeah, 21 weeks. So this is obviously... this is it. It's time to get your guns out, man. Oh, it won't come... Okay. So... Thanks so much for watching this show. We're back on Twitter. Yay. That app is frustrating sometimes, regardless of that fact. Reminder to interact with our socials at Daily Dive LAX. You can find all kinds of wonderful people, reels, graphics, etc., and updates. Like, wow, this guy hosts the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show. Could have fooled me. He was up yesterday. Yeah, my brake lights were getting fixed, and I don't think they even fixed them. Whoa, I'm having a great day. All right. Also, you can check out the link tree in our bio where you can check out the store for the Daily Dive merchandise or go directly there at dailydivelacks.creator.spring.com. Enough infomercials. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 12 on Sports. This has been another edition of Daily Dive. It's crunch time, baby. Bye. And yes, Kai the goalie, I'm going to the Bandits Swarm game. All right, bye. Stupid.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.